Ohana Align, sound check. Test it, test it, test it. Yay, baby. Glad you're here. Hi, Lori. Yay. Okay. Yay, Erica. Hi. Hang on. I should have got it. Yes, you should. I love that. I'm so glad you're here. Yay. How are you, love? I was talking to you about this gal, about your sound experiences. This gal Kerrigan is really into it. Also, too, in these cubbies over here to the right, so there's like tons of space. Yeah. Where do I go? What do I do? Blocking a strap today, babe. So glad you're here. Good morning, everyone. What a treat to be with you on a Sunday morning. I'm super pumped. We'll begin in some breath work. So if you want to sit on top of your block, that could be quite supportive. And we'll also utilize a strap today too. So for my loves at home, if you don't have a yoga strap, a long belt or a scarf will also work too. And just know that that's always optional, so you can really feel into your body and discern whether the strap is right for you in the moment. So really, there's only one thing. And this one thing is called by all sorts of different names. The religionist would tell you that this one thing is God with a capital G. The the poet would call this one thing charm with like a capital C. The philosopher would call this one thing reality with a capital R. And the rishi or the seer would call this one thing totality or universe or whatever that may be. It's all the same. We just have different ways to express. And so the invitation today is to really start to tap into that one thing. And it might just be really small granules of the one thing. But my teachers talk about this in terms of the analogy of color steadfastness. So the way that you dye a cloth is to take the cloth and dip it into the dye. And then you put it over a line and it sun drenches itself and it becomes faded again. Then you take that same cloth and you put it back in the dye and it starts to absorb and soak in the color. And then you put it back over the line and the sun drenches it again. And you do this again and again and again. And the way that you make cloth really steadfast is this repetitive process of dye, sun drench, dye, sun drench. And this is what we do in our physical yoga practice, in our asana practice. We come to the mat and it's like we get to dip our toe into the color. We get to dip our toe into totality, into God, into universe, into whatever it is. And it's this little granular piece of bigness. And then we come into the real world and we go crazy. And then we come back to the mat and we re-dip and we re-dye. And the sun drenches us again. So it is this practice, just this little tiny piece of something that's bigger than our mind, something that's bigger than just the small parts of ourselves, okay? So there'll be some opportunities today to just feel into that. This Align Flow class is beautifully slow and it's workshop-y, vibey. So we'll be getting into some support for birds of paradise, which means we need hip flexion, hip extension, glute strength, core strength, an open chest, and really just curiosity to allow us to create this in our body, okay? So breath work here today to start, and we'll just have a really beautiful square breath practice. So square breath meaning equal parts of inhale, you'll hold it at the top, equal parts of exhale, and you'll hold at the bottom, okay? So just really steady yoking the breath. And I'll cue to 4 counts, but if you want this to be bigger, if you want it to be smaller, you can do that in your own practice. So let's take a few moments just to kind of feel into your surrounding space and allow your pelvis to kind of drip into the earth and into the wood floor and into the soil beneath the studio and into the earth strata. And from this place of anchoring, allow the top of your head to lift all the way up to the ceiling, up to the clouds above, and up to the vastness of the universe beyond. And without working the breath initially, just feel into it. A super subtle shift of awareness into your breath will allow it to naturally expand. Just feel into your side bodies and the wings of the chest, the wings of the heart. All of the places where you feel space, allow your breath to expand into that. And empty out everything so that we can sync up a little bit here. Inhale to your belly, your side bodies. Inhale to your chest. Take an open mouth exhale so you can release the stagnancy. Just like that, twice more. Inhale. Full cleansing exhale. One more time. Breathe all the way in. And all the way out. Seal your lips. Inhale for 1 count, 2 counts, 3 counts. Hold here at the top for 4, 3, 2. Keep the lips sealed. Exhale. 4, 3, 2. Stay at the bottom for 4, 3, 2. Through your nose. Big inhale. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Hold it at the top for 4, 3, 2. Smooth exhale. 4, 3, 2. And at the bottom for 4, 3, 2. On your own, you can continue this square breath. And as you're sitting here, this is the perfect opportunity to just observe and feel. And when we come to that place of observation and feeling, this is like dipping your toe into the vastness, into the bigness of life. It's putting some more dye onto your cloth, allowing the color to become even more steady, even more saturated. Complete this last cycle of a really intentional breath. And you can take your chin towards your chest. Roll the shoulders back, lift the center of the heart up. Yeah, good. Slowly blink your eyes open if they're closed. Kick your feet forward in front of you. You'll want your block close, and you can unwind your strap so that it's halved. We'll take a seated forward fold. So birds of paradise will need a lot of hamstring mobility, both the medial hamstring and also the internal hamstring as well. If you have low back pain, just bend your knees and keep your spine and your pelvis a little bit more steady. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Your hands can come to your shins or the sides of your ankles or your feet if you have that mobility. We'll take a little bit of a flow here. Inhale, halfway lift. Spiral open through your collarbones. Yeah, beautiful, Lori. Exhale, fold. Pull the stomach wall back and your sternum forward. Inhale, reach tall. So we're just going to flow that, opening up the hamstrings and the low spine. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, reach up. Beautiful, shell. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Little seated twist. Slide your right foot in. You can get cozy with the shin. Lift the chest up. Yeah, good. We'll twist to the right. My pregnant students here at home will do an open twist instead. So right hand twist. Use your right fingertips to anchor to the earth so that you can lift the center of your sternum up a little bit higher. And now roll your right shoulder head back. Then we'll simply switch sides. Scooch the right heel forward. Snuggle the left shin. Yeah, beautiful. Twist left. Pregnant students will twist right instead. Feel the rotation of the middle trunk. So it's like your right low rib is rotating towards the left side wall, and you can open then through the left shoulder. Okay, amazing. Come back through center. We'll take you to your back with all your tools. Bend your knees, lift your hips off the floor for supported bridge setup. You'll slide the block underneath your sacrum. So that's underneath the little triangular joint at the back of the pelvis, rather than the curvature of the lumbar spine. Then from here, take your strap that you halved, lift your head, your neck, your shoulder blade tips off the earth. Take the strap right behind the edge of your skull. So there's that little occipital ridge at the back of your skull. Your strap is going to come underneath that. Instead of your elbows out, turn them into an angle. Take your right foot forward in front of you. Just feel the heat that you're creating right here in the right side body. Yeah, beautiful. So your head, your neck, your shoulders are off the floor, but your chin is off your chest, and you're using your shoulder strength and your arm strength to support the back of the neck. Does that make sense? Okay, take your left heel off the floor and create a little bit more challenge. As you inhale, you can lower your right heel a little bit towards the floor. Exhale, lift your right knee towards the ceiling, twist over to the right. Amazing, good. Inhale, right foot forward, potentially slightly down. Exhale, right knee over your hip, twist slowly over to the right hand side of your body. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, wrap the ribs in, twist over a little bit to the right. Amazing. Inhale, extend your right foot. And exhale, you can lift and curl and twist. Beautiful, Kathleen. Can you start to feel this heat along the right side of the body? Inhale, extend. This is a talking class where I force you to talk to me. So the feedback is great. Can you feel this here again? Right side body. One more time, inhale. Thank you, Tara. The teacher speaks. That's of course is. Okay, hold this to the right. If you want more on this right-hand side, hover your left toes off the floor a little bit. Good, then you're taking little teeny tiny lifts with your chest. It might be so small and so subtle that you can't even see your rib cage move, your trunk move, but little teeny tiny lifts up here. Yeah, good. Beautiful, Erica. Pull the front of the rib cage down a little bit more and stiffen your side bodies. Good, Brendan. Last 4, last 3, last 2, and last 1. Come on down. Bring your feet together to touch. Spin your knees open to the sides, and we'll just pause here for a moment. If this does not feel good in your low back, you can bring your knees together to touch instead. Okay, let the front of your rib cage pop open and create some space under the dome of the diaphragm and into the stomach viscera, into the whole spaciousness of the stomach wall. Bring your knees over center. Take the strap back behind the occipital ridge. Bring your elbows up and slightly in. Lift your head, your neck, your shoulders off the floor. Extend your right foot forward, or rather, left foot forward in front of you. Before you move at all, feel the firmness of the stomach wall. Then see if you can lift the cylinder of your pelvic floor up all the way underneath the dome of the diaphragm. Then you'll slowly pull your left knee over your hip. This time you're twisting over to the left. The slower you go, the more you'll probably be able to feel this. Then extend your left foot forward, come back through center, your head still off the floor. Really slowly exhale, pull the knee in, twist over to the left. And inhale, extend. Good, exhale. Super slow inhale. Beautiful, Kelly. Exhale, twist to the left. Yeah, Jess. And inhale. Make sure you're still opening up the front of the throat so your chin's not collapsing to your chest. You're using the strap to push your head back into it, and you're using your shoulder strength and your arm strength to support the back of the head simultaneously. Yeah, that's it, you guys. Whew. Couple more, nice and slow. Next time you're to the left, let's hold it there. If you want more, you can float your right toes off the floor. Tiny little lift and curl. Tiny lift and curl. Okay, so this is where the practice really comes in. It's hard to feel the vastness when you're so focused on the challenge of the deep abdominal wall. Instead of that, it's like you can just stick your finger into the possibility of something bigger. 4 more. I'm still counting, kind of. 3. Last 2. Last 1, take the stretch. And potentially here, this is really where the invitation and invocation to move beyond the physical body, potentially this is where that comes in for you. You can roll to either side in supported fetal position. Let's roll off the block. Back into your tether of earth energy. This is the feeling of steadfastness. As you slowly roll up, you can move your block to the front, grab your strap. We've got some more floor work before we stand and rise. Bend your left knee and pull your left foot into the inner right thigh. Okay, good. Lift up through the chest. As you lift up through the chest, pick your right sitting bones up and move it back behind you and hinge forward a little bit. Then from there, turn your chest towards your right thigh and start to fold over the right thigh. Breathe into the left low back space. Once you feel your breath penetrating there, allow your left sitting bones to root. Big breath in and let it out. Okay, try to keep the right sitting bones back and rise. Grab your strap. You can put it around the ball of your right foot or the right inner arch. Then take both tails of the strap into your right hand, and you can just kind of pull your right elbow into your side body. Use this leverage to lift the chest. Amazing. Sweep your left hand out to the side. Start to rotate your left thumb down and back, and rotate your left thumb up and back. Okay, notice and observe the shoulder mobility you have on the left side. This is also linked to your upper thoracic spine mobility. So do your best to continue to spiral open through your collarbones and the top of your sternum as you feel this mobility and orientation in the left arm, the left upper arm bone, the humerus bone. Okay, now left thumb down. Turn your chest a little bit to the left. Bring your left forearm to your low back. Grab both tail ends of the strap. Flex your left foot to start. So there's positive tension on the strap from your left hand to your left foot. Okay, flex the right toes back. We're gonna take that little bit of the movement of the right sits bones up, move it slightly back, anchor it down, lift the chest. Okay, play with the rotation of the chest towards the left-hand side. Keep the right foot flexed to start. You might even yoke even higher on the strap as your left shoulder head begins to open in this external rotation. Okay, so feel this activating through the body. Now to deepen the stretch, soften your right foot, soften your left hand, soften your shoulders. Fascinating, right? Yeah. Notice if your breath is bound or if you're able to liberate it in any way. Okay, right hand to the strap. You can release your left hand and see if there is more blood returning, more oxygen returning to the left shoulder. Pick up the right foot to the best that you can. Bring your right foot forward in front of you. Grab both ends of the strap and just start to work the toes. So notice right here, if you feel like your low back, your lumbar curve is concave, like it's in its opposite orientation of lumbar curve of lordosis, do your best. You can even bend the left knee, and it's like your sitting bones are the anchor. They're like sitting, rooting. Your pelvis is more neutral as you breathe into your right hamstring. All right, left hand, both sides of the strap. This time we'll rotate to the right. Pregnant students, and this is totally the feeling in your body, you might want to rotate left, but you might have some spaciousness from baby to thigh, so it's totally up to you. Amazing. Release the strap, the leg, grab your block, boat variation. Put the block up between your inner thigh. Then hinge back until you feel the whole front of the transverse abdominis. So the front of the deep core muscles activate and stiffen. Do your best to flatten them down as much as you possibly can. Everybody take a shoulder roll. Yeah, good. So broad here, you spiral in around the rib cage and the navel. You spiral open through the chest. Hands to heart. Little tiny twist right and left. So you'll take it right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center. Squeeze and hug the block tighter. Yeah, Sarah. So we're working with spirals of energy today a lot, where you're spiraling in at the inner thighs. You're actually spiraling open at the pelvis, so that's the sits bones root, spiraling in around the navel and the low rib cage, and spiraling open at the shoulders and chest. Good. We'll just hold it on the back in just a moment. Last 4, last 3, last 2. Hold it on the back until you feel everything just start to get really steady. Amazing. You can also reach your hands forward at a V. Feel free to turn the palms open. Last, 4, 3, 2, no block. All right, bend your right knee. Kick your left foot out to the side. So as we start to get cozy with this posture, you kind of lean forward a little bit, move your left sitting bones back behind you, then start to turn towards your left leg, left thigh. As you breathe into the right back and the right side body, you can begin to bring a little bit of fluidity there. And notice this, if the mind stops efforting for just a moment, it's that little bit of touch, it's the sweet kiss of the bigger thing, the one thing. Take a breath in and a breath out. As you rise, grab your strap. It's going to come around your left foot. Your left hand will take the two tail ends. Pull your left elbow into your side body. So feel a little bit of the left shoulder blade tip moving forward under the armpit hollow and the left shoulder head moving back slightly. So you're integrated there. Reach your right hand out to the side and you'll start to rotate the palm. The next time your right thumb is down, move the right forearm back behind the body. Slide the strap into your right hand. You'll peel your right shoulder head back here and play with a little twist to the right. If the slow 4-count breath feels inaccessible in this moment, it's totally fine, but come back to the bigness of it, the feeling of that, where you're not limited by body. One breath in and out. Come on back. You can grab the strap with both hands. Begin to move the right sitting bones back, the left sitting bones back, and you take your left foot up to the ceiling. Feel free to bend the knee as you work plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, and the left ankle. Beautiful, Erica. Express a little bit more through the chest. Yeah, you guys all know exactly what that meant. It was really beautiful. And you can take your right hand to the strap. If you'd like to twist left, feel free to do so. You can always tent your left finger pads behind you like you did in the first seated twist for a little extra support. Yeah, Brendan. Come on back through center. You can move the strap to the top of your mat, cross your ankles, come into forward fold, ragdoll variation at the top of your mat. And a little bit of time to play here, so I've kept you pretty compressed with cueing and with the minutia of the posture. So here, feel a little bit more freedom and space. Take the weight forward more into the toe mounds. Use any bend of the knee to lift the base of the sitting bones up. Just let your head and your neck soften. That was amazing, Kel. Breathe in and breathe out. Lock your feet in. They could be under the hips or toes together, whatever your preference is. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Mountain pose, come on all the way up. Take this into chair pose with airplane arms. So bend your knees, move the hips back, heart forward. Left knee high, one leg mountain pose. Squeeze the right glute as you lift the knee up. Figure four, take your left ankle over your right thigh. So we're going to create a little bit of hip mobility in figure four. So you kind of have the same feeling for where we're going with birds of paradise. This left hip, pick it up a little bit, rotate it backwards a little bit, then let it become heavy again. Do you feel that in the deep left glute and left piriformis, probably through the left QL as well, the low back? Left knee high, one leg mountain pose. Forward fold, both feet to earth. Allow your chest to drape over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose all the way up. Chair pose, airplane arms. This time, right knee high, one leg mountain pose. Take your time. Yeah, Jess. Figure four, right ankle, left thigh. Shall I love your pacing? If it gets to be too much up and down, the bar is there too for balance. Okay, right hip mobility, little up, move it back behind you like we did seated. Then you can bring some weight into it. Okay, we're gonna flow that. Right knee high, lift it up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Left knee high, one leg mountain pose. Exhale, figure four. Inhale, left knee high, one leg mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Just one more time, mountain pose. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Right knee high. Figure four. Inhale, right knee high. Exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift this time. Step your left foot back for low lunge. Warrior two, spin your back left heel and open up. Okay, so we've worked these external rotators of the hips and thighs. Hopefully that gives you a whole sense of spaciousness so that you can kind of hug your right glute in and forward. And as you do that, you can spiral open through the right inner thigh. Turn your palms up for a moment just to tap into something bigger. Take an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Okay, we'll be taking this into more of a deep posture here. From extended side angle, you can always stay like this, or take your right crab claw and hook it behind the right heel. Good, if you have that grip, take your right tricep, right shoulder, push it into the right inner thigh, and create positive tension there. So you're squeezing your right inner thigh to your right upper arm, and you're pushing your right upper arm into your right inner thigh simultaneously. Then with your left hand, half bind, take your left hand to your low back. Extremely challenging to breathe fully and freely in a constricted, compressed posture. So where can you liberate that energy a little bit? So you're translating the new breath all the way into the deep recesses of the body. Reverse triangle, straighten your front right leg, sweep your right hand all the way up. Good, take this into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Slide your right hand down. If you'd like to push the block into your right shin, you can. You could place the block on the inside edge of the right foot, the outside edge of the right foot. It's totally up to you. Then find the anchor points first. So the center of the heels squeeze. So do the inner thighs and sitting bones. And then from there, can you spiral open at the pelvis? And can you spiral open at the chest? Amazing. If you start to breathe, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Star pose. Nice job, everybody. Come on up. Fold forward with straddle legs. Feel free to let the head, the neck drop. Exhale out. Inhale, halfway lift. To the front of the mat, runner's lunge. Walk your right foot out to the side. Feel free to tap your back left knee to earth. Feel free to twist right hand to right thigh. If you'd like the quad release, sweep your right fingertips back. Gather the left toes. If you have the foot bind, roll the chest back, the head back, and rotate the chest towards the ceiling. We'll all come towards center. Feel free to grab your brick. You can put your forearms or head on it. Observe your breath. Hands to earth, tuck your left toes under. Three-leg dog kick. Then continue the motion open, bend your knee, hold, open up your hip crease. Allow your right toes to become the heaviness, the weight that rolls your right thigh open and your right hip open. Inhale, lift your right leg high, three-leg dog kick. One time, knee to nose. Push from the floor, scoop the abdominal wall in and up. Inhale, right leg high, three-leg dog kick. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot forward, take a halfway lift. Forward fold. We'll try on this other variation. Walk your feet wider than your hips. Okay, so we just worked a lot of external rotators and inner thighs on the right side. So from here, we're going to take a really deep forward fold. From this really deep forward fold, you can bend your knees a ton, lift your right heel up, slide your right shoulder underneath the right inner thigh, and now do your best to straighten through the left leg. If you want to add on from here, reach your left hand forward, rotate your chest to the left. Yeah, good. Take a breath in and a breath out. Release the right arm, right heel. Walk the feet in if you choose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose just one time through sun A. We'll take this into chair, airplane arms. Back to mountain pose, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot back for the lunge. Warrior two. Spin the back right heel and lift. It's just the repetitive return to the concept, the idea, the process, the shape, the posture, whatever it is. The continual saturation of dye that starts to make it all possible. Yeah, really good. Inhale right here. Exhale, extended side angle to the front left leg. Okay, so you have the option to stay, or we'll take the deeper variation. Slide your left crab claw to the back of your left heel, then actively push left shoulder, left upper arm into your left inner thigh. Create positive tension So they're mutually pushing and working towards one another. Right arm half bind, bring the forearm to the low back. Pull the front of the ribs back. Move the middle of the neck back. Reverse triangle. That was really beautiful, everybody. From this position, squeeze the left thigh bone up into the hip. Then take triangle pose. Feel free to utilize your block for more accessibility. And then as you pull in through the inner legs, you can find the space in the left side body. Take 3 more rounds of breath. And you can rise whenever you choose. Turn the toes in, fold forward. Yeah. Inhale, halfway lift. Front of the mat, runner's lunge. So walk your left foot out to the side. And then tap your back right knee to earth. Feel free to twist left hand to left thigh, rotate the chest. If you'd like the quad release, bend your back right knee, sweep the left palm around. Spiral open through the left shoulder, left heart if you have the bind. And come through center. Feel free to use your block for forearm or head support. Three-leg dog kick. Palms to earth. Send your left leg back and up. Bend your knee, open up the hip. Really beautiful, Shell. Left leg high, three-leg dog kick. Step through, low lunge. Step your right foot forward, take a halfway lift. Forward fold. Okay, we'll come into that deep forward bend. Walk your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Lift your left heel off the floor. Left hand crab claws the left heel. Work your left shoulder to your left inner leg. If you'd like more, when you straighten the right leg, sweep your right fingertips forward, extend them forward, rotate the chest underneath your right armpit. Okay, then the opportunity to move beyond is getting out of this limiting aspect of the mind, which you probably have all these thoughts right now of what this should be or feel like. So if you start to dip further, if you kind of just tip your toe into the feeling of it, we're on our way then. Amazing. Release. Take one halfway lift. Tuck and curl. And just let your chin be absorbed by the thighs. Cool. Come and rise. Grab your strap. We're actually going to utilize the bar today for Birds of Paradise. Okay? My loves at home, you can use the edge of a sofa. You could use the edge of a chair that has some cushion there. We're basically going to utilize the bar and or the wall to get into birds of paradise. Okay? So one thing this strap will really help us is being able to extend the spinal column in this posture. So we'll utilize it to start. If you feel like you can maintain, really, it's going to be a lot of flexion in the low spine and more extension in the upper spine. If you feel like you can maintain this lift, you can drop the strap, okay? But this makes it very lovely and accessible to start. All right, so put the strap in your left hand. You can half it if you'd like. We're basically going to be putting ourselves into a bind. And as we do that, the right leg is gonna lift. So turn your right hip to face the bar. I'm doing this opposite of you guys, which is weird because I seriously feel like this is my right hip, but it's my left. Okay, so just know that we're opposite each other. So take that deep forward fold. The strap is in your left hand. Left hand, half bind, bring it behind your low back. Exactly. Lift up your right heel. Perfect. Take your right shoulder, put it inside the right inner thigh, reach up and grab the strap. Okay, cool. Now, from this position, your left hand has the strap at your low back. Your right hand has the strap pretty high up, almost touching the left hand. Exactly, Tit. Yes, that's it. Okay, halfway lift. Bend your left knee deeper. So you're in this deep crotch. Oh my God, I just said deep crotch. Woo! Okay, roll your right shoulder open so you turn your chest a little bit. That's your left shoulder I'm speaking to. Rotate your left shoulder more open. Perfect. From here, put all the weight into your left foot. Start to bring your right knee to your right shoulder as you rise. Good, breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, so the bar is by your right foot, kinda. Start to kick through the right heel, and it might land on top of the bar. Yeah. Amazing. With this right hand, release this grip. Bend your elbow this way, and now you can reach for it here. How does that feel? Okay, cool. If you have your right foot on top of the bar and you feel like there's more, you're going to start to move your left foot in and put your right foot on the wall. I know. Yeah, baby. Okay, remember that hip mobility thing we did? Lift your right hip up and back for a moment. Keep it there. Now lift the chest. If you have your right foot into the wall, push it and stand taller, especially through the left shoulder. Natalie's like an alien, so she can do this, but that's unhuman. Good, Lori. Yeah, use the wall leverage. Now, rotate the right shoulder back a little bit higher. Okay, release the foot, release the strap. Let's get a little bit of upper thoracic spine mobility. Take your elbows to the bar or your couch at home or your chair at home. Let your chest drop towards the floor. Now you're basically going to take cat pose, cow pose here at the bar. So push your elbows, your upper arms down into the bar or your couch. Scoop and hollow, lift the stomach wall up, broaden the shoulder blades, then move into cow-like pose where your stomach softens, and you'll just yoke that a couple times. Yeah, really nice, everybody. Couple more, smoothly, slowly. Okay, grab your strap. We'll go into the other side. I think what we observed on the first side is that we were all pretty far away from the bar. So let's move a little bit closer so we have that support there to take it. This time, your left hip will be facing the bar. And the strap will come into your right hand. Okay, so deep activating bend. Bend your knees a lot. Now take your right hand to your low back. Okay, everybody, so that we have this grip on the strap right, turn your left hand so it's facing behind you. Good, now slide your left upper arm into your left inner thigh as you lift the heel. Then grab that strap. Bend your knees. Take a halfway lift. Rotate the right shoulder head more on top. Okay, now think about the stiffening of your side bodies and the lift of your pelvic floor as you dig your right heel into the earth. Start to bring your left knee towards your left shoulder. Squeeze your right glute. Then if you have that, you can extend your foot on top of the bar. Yeah, okay, good. Yes, exactly. Okay, from this position, feel more extension through the sides of the body, the sternum, and it's like the tips of the shoulder blades are turning down to press the heart forward. Beautiful, Erica, exactly. All right, yes, Kathleen. Notice if this side could have more mobility or less, it's totally fine. If you'd like to utilize the wall to start to kick your foot up it, then a little bit of left hip mobility, pick the left hip crease up, slide the sitting bones back a little bit, then stand even taller. Woo. Nice work, Nat. I'm just standing here observing like your pure non-joy at this moment. All right, come on back to your mat. You can let go of your strap. We're just gonna take this into a really gentle lunar flow to start to slow down the central nervous system. If this is still too much up and down, then feel free to bail at any moment. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, hands behind your head, elbows wide, lay open into it. Stay here for a breath in. Stay here for a breath out. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale, fold forward over the thighs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Step your left foot back for low lunge. Take your left knee to the floor. Turn your left heel in, modified warrior two. Modified extended side angle, reach towards your front right leg. Modified reverse warrior, lift the arm up. Good, low lunge, pick up the back left knee. Step forward, take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands behind your head. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot back, low lunge. Right knee to earth. Turn the right heel in, modified warrior two. Exhale, modified extended side angle. Modified reverse warrior. Low lunge, front of the mat. Step your right foot forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Hands behind the head, back bend. Stay here, breathe in. Stay here, breathe out. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Tuck and curl. Slowly come onto the back. Grab your block on your way. Supported bridge pose. Take the brick behind the sacrum. We have many breaths to explore. 1 foot forward or 2 feet forward, knees together or knees wide. It's totally up to you. Just feel into the sacrum and the low back and how that's all linked together. For those of you taking a one-legged variation, I'll cue you when you're halfway through. You're halfway through, other side. Legs up the wall. Use the block for support as you let your feet kick up to the ceiling. And just visualize yourself as the cloth. Another opportunity to fully soak into the vastness of life. Slowly take feet to earth. Remove your block. Modified supine twist to the left. Allow your lower body to rotate left and your right shoulder to melt to earth. Other side. Come on back to center and witness and observe the one thing. It's inside you. You are this one thing. Knees to chest, curl everything in. Then take it into corpse pose, Shavasana. The dye becomes the same feeling sensation of home. You get to come back into it again and again and again and again. It's really, truly the most loving and compassionate thing ever. Because in between, we experience the human experience of chaos. And then we come back into this vastness again and again and again and again to remind ourselves that there is only one thing. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.